Hi, everyone, and welcome to Forget Me Not Village on Facebook and YouTube. We are just popping out into the internet world to do a live update with Pam in Amsterdam. She's at the Hogeweyk Dementia Village in Amsterdam. Hi, Pam.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm great, but how are you? It's our first international broadcast. I feel like you're on a space station, you know?
I do. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, traveling, time travel, and my brain doesn't function well. I'm a little pussy cat. I need to have my sleep, and yeah, it's not fun, that's for sure.
Well, it's almost midnight where you're at, or maybe even 1 in the morning.
No,
So,
9.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't.
Seems later.
So
Yeah,
for sure.
feels later.
we're live, so I can't say edit that later. So okay, it's almost 9. So you're fully functional. How long have you been there, and what are the sorts of things you've been doing? Obviously, we want to talk about the Dementia Village, but I'm really curious just about kind of a snapshot on what your experience has been like so far in Amsterdam.
Well, I'll tell you, the four of us are just super, super excited that we received this invitation to go. So today has been basically a lot of planning and talking about, different issues that we've come up with in our everyday working world and things that we want to talk to them about how they work it out. What are their solutions? What are they doing for training? What are they doing it into life issues? There are so many things that we need to know. All of us are going to make like sponges and hope between the four of us, we're going to come back with some amazing ideas. But, I got to introduce the people that are with me. Debbie Savage, put your hand up, Debbie. There you go. She's from Florida, and she has Coping Today, which is a dementia business, right? Training company. And she spends her life just going out and helping families and people understand this disease. So Debbie is going with her view, and she's got her particular questions that she wants answered because she works with literally thousands of people that have dementia in Florida. Imagine that, big state. So whatever. She is also a TIPA Snow trainer. So she is one of the representatives for TIPA, which is one of the things we want to learn. How do they train their caregivers? What's important for them? How do they retain their caregivers and keep them from, going on into higher ground type of things, so to speak. So there's an awful lot of questions that we've got that we're hoping are going to be answered when we get there. So the second lady is Shelley Edwards, and she is a mover and a shaker in Oregon, between Oregon Care Partners, Positive Approach to Care, and a piano player for a church. She's, got a lot on her plate, but once again, she also is a TIPA trainer. She works for TIPA. So she brings that kind of knowledge with her. Oh, soccer games.
The soccer game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, fireworks. It's a
Fireworks.
big deal here. And we're like just right outside the arena. And
I'm pretty sure it's fireworks.
yeah, I hope so. If it's going to be
attack.
Yeah, we're under attack.
Sorry
They
about that.
really love their soccer. That's all we can say out here.
And they must have won.
They must have won. They've got all kinds of security around here because we're at the arena.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my goodness, I think we just made it home in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the gentleman in the group is Dr. James Wright. That is a physician from the wonderful state of Virginia. And he also has a project very similar to mine because he also sees the need that we need to change some things that are going on. Culture change is always very difficult. And he and I both are kind of like swimming with the same alligators. So, we're hoping we're going to learn some sort of alligator control, here. So, yeah, a great group of people that, and he's from the East Coast. Debbie's from the East Coast, and then Shelley and I are from the West Coast, and yeah, the Midwest isn't represented at all. What can I say?
Well, just give me an idea of how you've been welcomed there by the people and is it Hogeweyk? Did we decide how to pronounce this?
No, yeah, that kind of something like that.
We'll stick with Hogeweyk.
Yeah.
Hogeweyk.
Yeah.
So tell me about the plan for how much time you're going to spend there. Have you already been there?
We go tomorrow morning.
Okay. So what are you thinking about? What's the anticipation? What's the plan for going and seeing this?
They have everything planned out for us.
For the next 2 days.
For the next 2 days.
Yeah,
So we will spend many, many, many hours there with the founders of the company, the village, so that we can get the information from how it started, what they had to do, how did they get the government to buy into what it is they're doing. I mean, what an opportunity to meet the people that actually started the whole thing, that saw there was a problem and did something about it. So really excited. So we did get to sightsee a little bit on Monday and a little bit today. So, I mean, it's just been a great experience. And I know tomorrow and Thursday is going to be even better.
Yeah. Well, we want you to check in from the village as well when you do get a chance to let people know what you're experiencing and how it goes. Maybe just real quick, go around the room. I would like to know what and this is dangerous to do because I'm thinking bonus round short answers, but what is the number one thing, maybe the number one question you have going into your first trip into the Hogeweyk Dementia Village? And I would say Debbie should start, and you should go across.
Put me on the spot first, Brian. Gosh, there's so many. You want me to narrow it down? Narrowing down, I want to know primarily how the quality of life is for both the care partners and their residents. How do they maintain that for the longevity? How do they do that? Because we don't have that right now. Somebody is burning out and someone's not getting the good quality of life and care. So, and that will answer for me a lot of other questions. So if they have that in place, then we know that they have the support in place for both those people, which would then consider the family. So I want to know how the quality of life is for people working there, people living there, and the people they're supporting.
Okay, so I guess, Brian, I can go next. My number one burning question is, how do they do their training?
Right.
And what do they consider the requirements of good care and training for their staff, which then goes to what it answers right. Debbie's questions. It's kind of all tied together, but that's my burning question.
And Brian, I would want to know, going back further in the formation of Hogeweyk, what is it that they said, or how did they formulate their concepts so they got buy-in from the government, from investors, from the board? Because this was previously it was a nursing home just like any other nursing home. How did the founder get buy-in to, throw that formula and business plan out and start with a whole new one that had never been done before?
And another stakeholder is the families, because this would be something very different. So how do we change the culture of care that we are looking at right now that really encompasses everything that we're doing in probably every aspect of all four of us? How did they change the culture of what we see as the norm?
And Pam, what are you thinking?
Oh man, I got more questions than Carter's got pills, and it includes all of that stuff, But they're questioning me as well. They want to know, their problem is young onset, and they're having to address that, and they're putting, to put them in a facility that doesn't address the physical needs of the residents is causing a huge problem. So because my facility is really based for young onset, for people that still have to work, have to maintain a life other than just caregiving, they want to know how I do it, what I'm doing, and what the effects are. So yeah, it's going to be interesting on both sides.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, obviously we're looking forward to seeing more from Pam in Amsterdam. We almost called it Amsterdam, but we didn't get from the government over there to change your name that way. We just want you to be safe and have a great time and check in again. And we want to let people know on both the Facebook and YouTube channels that you can keep checking back in and seeing little updates from Pam while she's over there. And not just Pam, but also her esteemed colleagues who have been working on similar projects and problems and issues and philosophies as long, maybe longer. I know Pam's been at it a long time with her experience with her husband, Rich, but the expertise in the room is pretty impressive. And I can see why they wanted to have the four of you come over there and really represent this concept from the United States point of view. So it's a combination of an honor and quite a trip for you all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Very-
I had
very
to
exciting.
force every single one of them.
Yes,
They
they
just,
did,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they were going, oh, why me? I don't think so. I'm busy. You know, you'd be surprised how quick schedules change.
Oh, yeah.
Well, take care, get a good night's rest, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.